Man, things are getting crazy in Pittsburgh right now. Veterans making jokes, surprising comebacks happening, and rumors about new quarterbacks already causing a stir for next season. It seems like every day there's a new story that makes this season even crazier. From Cam Hayward trolling Aaron Rodgers to a defensive player suddenly reappearing on the roster. And wait until you hear what's going on with the quarterback position. Let's get right to it. So here's the thing, and the Steelers locker room might just be the oldest in the NFL right now, and nobody's feeling that more than Aaron Rodgers. The guy's 41, leading a roster full of veterans who've been around long enough to remember when flip phones were still cool, and somehow that's what makes this team work. You've got guys like Cam Hayward, TJ Watt, Darius Slay, and Jalen Ramsey on defense, all absolute dogs. And then Rodgers steering the offense like the old war general he is. Hayward was chatting with reporters the other day, and when they asked about Rodgers' impact on the team, he couldn't help but let the jokes fly. "He's old," Cam said laughing. "But he's all about the team. Whatever people think outside, it's been great getting to know him. He's been all in since he got here. We joke a lot, but we also challenge each other and keep the right pulse in the locker room. That's classic Cam. Roast you first, then praise you after. But behind the humor, there's real respect there." Rodgers came into Pittsburgh with a ton of noise following him. People said he was a bad teammate, a diva, tough to coach. But according to everyone inside the building, that's just not who he's been. He's locked in, dialed up, and actually enjoying the grind again. Remember, this whole Rodgers to Pittsburgh saga wasn't exactly smooth. It dragged through the offseason, with rumors of retirement floating around and questions about whether he even wanted to keep playing. But once he signed, something clicked. Maybe it's the leadership of Mike Tomlin. Maybe it's the culture. Blue collar, straight talk, no nonsense. Whatever it is, Rodgers seems reborn, and the results speak for themselves. The offense hasn't looked this efficient in years. Rodgers is spreading the ball, the timing's crisp, and you can tell he's trusting his line again after that Achilles scare in New York. He's not the MVP version from Green Bay, but he's proving he can still sling it with the best of them. And the best part? He's having fun doing it. Hayward's jab about Rodgers' age might have gotten the laughs, but deep down, it said something bigger. This team believes in its leader. The Steelers have been desperate for a steady hand at quarterback, someone who is not just talented but composed when things get messy. Rodgers has given them that. He's brought calm, control, and a sense that, hey, maybe this group of old guys still has one more big run in them. And speaking of comebacks, the next story out of Pittsburgh might surprise you even more. Just days after being released, one familiar face has already made his way back into the building. Man, talk about a quick turnaround. The Steelers just pulled off one of those classic Don T. Blink or I'll miss it roster moves. Defensive end DeMarvin Leal, yeah, the same guy they cut a few days ago, is already back in black and gold. Pittsburgh released him before their Week 10 matchup against the Chargers, only to re-sign him almost immediately to the practice squad. Now, if you've been following Leal's journey, you know it's been anything but steady. Drafted in the 3rd round back in 2022 out of Texas A&M, the dude came in with serious hype. He had the frame, the length, and the athleticism to be the next Bud Dupree type playmaker on the edge. But the fit, that's where things got tricky. Leal's more of a 4-3 style pass rusher. Long arms, quick burst, not exactly built for Pittsburgh's heavy 3-4 system. And that's been the story ever since. Over 3 seasons, he's shown flashes, solid depth piece, rotational guy, occasional pressure off the edge, but never quite enough to earn that full-time starting role. He's played in 31 games total, including 12 in 2023, and put up decent numbers, 29 tackles over 2 seasons. Not bad, just not standout either. Still, the Steelers clearly see something in him. If they didn't, he wouldn't be back this fast. Right now, Leal's working with the practice squad, which sounds like a demotion, but it's actually a smart move for both sides. Pittsburgh gets to keep a familiar face around, someone who already knows the system, while Leal gets a chance to keep developing and maybe, just maybe, work his way back up. During training camp this summer, he was buried in the depth chart behind Nick Herbig and rookie Jack Sawyer, both of whom impressed the coaching staff big time. So Leal's role now is more behind the scenes, helping the offense prep each week by simulating opposing defensive ends. And honestly, that might be where he shines for now. Unless injuries hit the front 7, it's unlikely he'll be elevated to the 53-man roster anytime soon. The team brought in defensive tackle Broderick Martin Rhodes and had to clear space, which led to Leal's short-lived release. But clearly, Mike Tomlin and his staff didn't want to see him walk away completely. It must one of those keep the family close moves, something Pittsburgh's known for. They value continuity, loyalty, and giving their guys second chances. Leal's got another shot now, and it's up to him to show that he can be more than just a rotational body. The talent's there. The question is whether he can finally put all the pieces together. But if that move caught fans off guard, the next one takes things to a whole different level. Because now the Steelers are being linked to a blockbuster quarterback rumor. Alright, buckle up, because this one's been stirring up the fan base all week. Rumors started flying that the Steelers could be in the mix for Arizona Cardinals quarterback Kyler Murray. Yeah, that Kyler Murray, the two-time Pro Bowler with the rocket arm and video game speed. According to Bleacher Report's Mo Moton, Pittsburgh was listed as one of 3 potential landing spots for Murray, along with the Raiders and Panthers. At first glance, it sounds exciting, right? Murray in black and gold, scrambling out of the pocket and lighting up defenses. But hold on, because the reality behind this rumor doesn't quite match the hype. The report claims Arizona's GM, Monty Ossenfort, might be ready to move on from Murray, who was inherited from the previous front office. If that happens, it would be a massive trade, one that could cost multiple first-round picks. And that's exactly where this whole thing starts to fall apart. The Steelers just aren't built to make that kind of move right now. They've been careful, almost too careful, about protecting their future draft capital. Pittsburgh's front office has spent the last few years setting up flexibility, short-term deals, team options, and minimal guaranteed money, all designed to keep the door open for a future rookie QB. Remember, they signed Aaron Rodgers to a 1-year contract for a reason. He's the bridge, the steady veteran presence who buys them time to find their next guy. The plan all along has been to draft a quarterback in 2026 or 2027, not trade away their future for one who's already 28 and carries a monster cap hit. Plus, the 2026 draft class is expected to bounce back after a weak 2025 group. So why give up multiple first-rounders now when the team could have a clean shot at a young QB on a rookie deal next year? It just doesn't add up. The truth is, as fun as the Kyler Murray rumors are to talk about, they're more fantasy than reality. The Steelers aren't chasing headlines or flashy trades. They're playing the long game, and given how the front office handled the trade deadline, refusing to part with even a third-rounder, it's clear they're not about to blow things up for one player. Rodgers' current deal keeps the team flexible, and even though he might not return in 2026, that's exactly how they want it. No dead money, no long-term tie-downs, just options. And right now, that's worth more than any big-name quarterback move. Man, what a week for Steelers Nation. Jokes, roster twists, and wild QB talk all at once. But here's the real question. Do you think Rodgers stays for another season, or should Pittsburgh already plan the next move? Drop your take below and hit subscribe for more updates.